good
What's up
in
semuanya?
combination
Kita
with both the
masuk ke game
carry as well
pertama
as
antara
Martis.
Onic melawan
These two
Fireflux ya guys
heroes
ya.
are heroes that
Onic
can
ini
actually
ketemu sama
confirm
tim
kills,
kuda
right? So they're
hitamnya di
sweepers in
Game of
general.
Future ini.
Carry, if
Yang
you
gua
pop the
nggak
ultimate,
nyangka
you
banget
have
Blacklist
enough
bisa
attack speed to
kalah
burst down
sama
a hero.
Fireflux. Karena
And for
sesuai
the
prediksi
Martis,
gua
you have the
ya
Destiny. So
bakal Blacklist yang menang
the
gitu
game
loh. Tapi
plan
ternyata
here for Onic is to
dikalahin
confirm
sama
the
Fireflux.
kills, to actually
Onic juga
finish
harus
the
hati-hati sih ketemu
job
Fireflux
every
ini
time.
kata
And that's what
karena
Fireflux
dia udah
Esports
jadi kuda hitam
kind
cok,
of have a
Giant Slayer
disadvantage on because they are sustained kind of
bisa
lineup.
mengalahkan
They want to,
Blacklist cok.
they have low HPs but high
Kita berharap
sustain.
biar
So
si Onic ini menang
Onic
lah 2-0
identify that and
cepet,
put this composition.
langsung perebutan final sama APBR.
Indeed, from both sides of the table as we go through the virtual into land of Dawn,
Di
Fireflux
sini
Esports all the way
si
out from
Sanz
Turkey,
pakai
making
hero-nya
it
si
into the
Rosa ya. Hero
semifinals,
power
going
Rosa ini
up
kan si
against the last
Lylia kan
standing
yang kemarin
team
ngalahin
out
si
from
Blacklist,
Indonesia. Onic,
flank ke belakang.
who will be able to claim
Sekarang dipakai sama
victorious
si
in
Sanz.
this best of 3 for the semifinals and claim their spot in the grand finals to face AP Brent.
On to the matchups. I believe that the
Kayak
carry as a
junglernya diambilin
an
semua
easier
cok,
time in
nice
the early
banget sih.
stages, but late game 100% you're gonna have to give it to the Claude. Up top, it's CC versus Arlot, and
Udah
already
hilang
Sanz
pasifnya si
has
Nana.
forced the passive on the
Nice.
Nana.
Si kenapa si Sanz ini giliran pakai
Yeah, luckily the Molinas give
Lylia
their team his
damage-nya
favor to
sakit
keep him
banget ya.
alive, but that's a lot of early game damage. You are going to go ahead and see Onic trying to take the advantage.
Siapa
They are
mungkin si
running
Okta tadi belum menguasain kali ya guys
Martis
ya,
inside of
hero
that
si
jungle, right? You know,
Lilianya
he's an
ini.
early aggressive
Soalnya kan secara
jungler
si
and can definitely sniff out those
siapa
low HP
namanya
opponents.
Lilia ini
Fireflux
udah
Esports,
hero power si
you
Sanz
mentioned
banget
it
dari
as we're
zaman
jumping
yang
into the draft. They're a
pakai
team
di
that kind of
M5
focuses on team-oriented
kemarin gitu.
clashes. And that's kind of how they prioritize their draft. Now, they did something interesting. They pulled out the
Asal
Lunas
ini
in the
dijepit
jungle.
anjir.
Up against a
Cair
team
pakai
like Onic,
penjepit
we gotta
hero.
see how this kind of plays out, right? Can it kind of
Siap buat
deal
turtle.
the damage they're looking for and take these neutral
Boots
objectives?
jangan
Or we see
muncul sih Boots.
Kyrie kind of bridge that gap in the early game with the Martis.
Well, they have to utilize this Martis in that regard. They have to ride the
Level 4
momentum.
bareng
If
guys
you
ini
get my
guys.
meaning.
Si Rubinya, si
They
Boya
have
juga
to
bisa
start
dapat level
fast
4.
for Onic because late game
enggak deh.
this burst composition from Onic or confirmed kills kind of composition might not be that good anymore because that means that the Claude is already very strong.
Mananya masih
the
level
attack
3 guys,
is
skala
good in nature,
rotasi.
and the Purify is even
Kalau
more
Warship
usable
udah
in the
pasti
left
menang
kind of approach to
si
the game. Of
Onic
course,
ya
Apex
harusnya ya.
47 with just a little bit of on opening
Hero-nya
can pop
begitu
the
soalnya.
Moon's Fury.
Yeah, now you are seeing both teams fight it out over this
Waduh,
turtle.
sakit
Trying
banget
to take the
Alennya.
advantage. Kyrie with the
Mati si Alennya itu.
retribution. Able to claim it
Mati
for
Alennya.
Onic and maybe able to get a
Oh
kill.
enggak mau maksa.
Tries to go in,
Kairi nggak mau
find
maksa.
Alien,
Bagus,
not able
bagus.
to close
Sabar,
the
sabar, sabar.
distance, but they were able to take this first neutral objective.
Itu enggak ada pasif.
Looking really
Sinananya.
good for Onic, especially with Boots again being on point. Not the best performance from him
Bener-bener nggak
in the
dikasih
M5
clear,
World
Cok.
Championship,
Sama si
but
Sanz ini
definitely
gila.
games of the future. Started in the group stages so well,
Tadi
and
suara
then
takut kegedean.
now in the playoffs is looking
Suara
really
takut
good.
kegedean
when it
sama
comes to
suara
his
gue soalnya
form.
gak deket.
Yeah,
Sip.
definitely looking really strong
Segini
so
aja lah.
far. That will give them a massive XP boost for the side of Onic. They are slightly
Apex,
ahead in terms of
47.
gold already, leading by 1,200. And we know Onyx is one of those teams, even with the littlest advantage, can go a
Si
mile.
Albert ini
Right
kayaknya
now,
main
Fireflux Esports,
ini
this
apa
may
sih
be
ya?
their toughest
Kari
challenge yet.
Viper.
But let's not discredit them. They did take down one of the highest decorated teams inside of the Philippines.
Si
Shutting
Rosa
down
ini nggak ada
Blacklist
flicker,
right before this
pasifnya
yesterday.
juga nggak ada, jadi mau
Inside the
digas kayaknya.
quarterfinals, and
Aduh
now
nggak
having a
kena,
chance to take
ditarik,
down
oh
one of the
kena.
top teams from Indonesia.
Mati.
Rosa,
Ah ada
said
pasif
warmed her heart
Cok.
inside M4, having a little bit of a hard time getting online with the Nana. Gonna
Tadi
go
kan
ahead and
nggak ada
proc that
notifnya
Molinas
gitu
get
ya.
to keep him
Notif
in this
pasifnya.
game. Neither side has found a body so far.
Padahal dapat plating Cok.
With all due fairness for Fireflux Esports, they're keeping up, and it seems like they're not
Aduh.
overly aggressive. They're not wasting some of their early HP.
Skin legend
Early
keren banget ya.
deaths whatsoever. Like
Lagi
even
nyelonok.
TNC committing the brilliance just to get out. They understand the situation where they only team fight around the neutral objectives and they only have to wait for the
Iya ya
late
si
game
Fireflux
enemies.
ini ya.
Don't be
Gue kira yang kuda
overaggressive.
hitam bakal
Onic
Deus full, ternyata si
decides,
Fireflux
okay,
ini malah
why don't we
Giant
just
Slayer.
do this? Kyrie
Yeah,
is
they
a
are gonna try and
retribution a level
contest.
ahead.
But the thing is,
Nggak mau maksa.
if they can find a way to disrupt Tinzi in the
Ultinya
early
udah
game,
keluar,
they won't be able to deal
mau
with
ada
the early
turtle
game
udah
damage
ini
he's looking for. And I
enak
think
di
that's
Onic sih.
what Onic
Nggak
is
bakal
trying to lean
dikontes.
into. They're like, okay, they're going a little unorthodox with the drafting.
Nah, si
If we
Apek
can
nggak
make
ada
them
ulti.
uncomfortable, we can kind of lean into that and make that work in our
Satu
favor.
bar Cok.
But Fireflux Esports clapping back, doing a good job on kind of contesting
Di
the
zoning sama si
invasions from
Boy.
Onic in their jungle.
However, they're not able to defend the turtle as Onic just secured it easily. Kyrie
Wah,
still
nggak
has the
dapet
retribution,
retri.
steals the buff. Classic Kyrie from Onic.
Wah, kena.
Classic Kyrie, but big
Ceder.
play from Boots,
Ah,
opening up the
mati.
opportunity with the final slash. Kyrie
Gila,
with the
kelas itu keyboardnya,
alley-oop will
Cok.
take down TNZ with the decimation. First blood on
Ya,
the
bro.
board for
Mati,
Onic.
anjir.
Oh man, that's great aggression from Onic.
Ah,
First,
ini Pake
they
juga mati
went
kalau
in
dia
for the
maksa
purple
masuk,
buff
Cok.
for an attempt on the invade. And what's sure that Fireflux Esports was able
Bootsnya
to fend that
dominan.
off.
Ya,
It
untuk
meant that
si
they had to
Lunok
utilize their
sama Cici
Minoan
sama
Fury on Apex 47.
siapa sih?
And
Mino.
the early stages of the game, that ultimate is
Oke.
quite long when it comes to like
Harusnya di game ini sih
its cooldown.
dipegang
So,
Onic sih ya.
afterward, Onic had the free pass to go to the turtle. Then Kyrie didn't have to commit anything.
Gue
any
suka banget sama
retribution
hero
for that.
Arlot, Cok.
So
Mau
they had
dijadiin
another round of
apa side
invasion
atau
onto
jadi
the
roamer.
orange buff this time of Fireflux Esports. So that's well calculated and very natural kind of movements coming out from Onic. Knowing full well that Apex 47, every time he commits the Minoan Fury that does not net a kill for Fireflux Esports, they buy what? 1 or 2 minutes of
Aduh, belum
gameplay.
kelar.
Of
And they're
free
definitely
gameplay.
kind of leaning forward into that. I mean, you're talking
Right.
about the Lunox in the jungle being good with early aggression, but with Kyrie able to take her down, that's going to put her in a little bit of a disadvantage rotating around the map. Definitely going to have to be a little bit more careful. I mean, they lost that first neutral objective turtle, and then also losing their jungler on top of that is going to put Onic at a big advantage.
mati
Now
Alana.
leading by 3,000 gold. Then
Di
just being
cucuk.
Procto needs to get out of there. Albert trying to get the kill. Kyrie will get there
Kenapa nggak
first.
dikasih kill ya, kasih
2
Albert ya?
kills left unanswered so far. Onic
Tuh,
leading
itu
the
si Kenji
way.
Lunok
Set onto
nggak
the
ada
orange buff. I'm
nggak ada harga
offended.
dirinya, Cong.
Over there
Multi.
from Keyboy, and it looks like he was able to get it. Kyrie with the steal. Grand Theft Orange.
Yang skill 2 ke si
Oh
Kiboy kayak nggak ada
my
rasanya,
God,
Cok.
the timing coming out from Kyrie. And
Padahal
then
itu Lunok loh.
obviously the
Tarik.
crowd control
Cabut.
ability that you get from the Ashura's aura or wrath, Ashura's wrath from Martis. My God, that was
Sakit bener.
he planned that so well. He knew that eventually the Minotaur will go for the Minoan's Fury, and it paid dividends for Onic. Again, they're just taken away
Rata
far from
semua ya?
TNZ. And as a Lunox, you don't want to ever be in this kind of spot. It's difficult to play catch-up when you're playing Lunox.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a struggle now for TNZ
Wah,
trying to catch up.
flicker.
Definitely going to have to play a little bit more passive, cool, calm, and collected.
Keyboardnya
It's been
nutup
a cool,
biar
calm,
nggak ada yang
collected.
bisa
The
nge-clear
rotations
sama si
so
Sanz.
far from Onic have been on point. Almost able to claim that turret on the top side.
Oke,
Putting a
sekarang
lot
kalau
of
misalnya
pressure
lagi
into the
main
mid lane,
rame,
and it will
mau
fall.
ngambil mid,
Now they'll be able to invade
roaming
the
roamernya
jungle
tuh
of Fireflux
tutupin aja
Esports
jalur
with
dia
ease.
buat
As you
masuk
are going to see
nge-clear.
on the bottom side,
Dia nggak bakal bisa
another
nge-clear.
turret will fall into Onyx's
Di bawah
hands.
lagi ada
Looks
mekanik.
like Alien was not able to fend it off in the
Di atas
invasion
juga ada mekanik udah
onto
selesai.
the purple buff. A possible
Levelnya level
recipe
3
made for
level, Cok.
disaster for Fireflux
Udah pasti
Esports. Lunox
si
jungle just not
Lunoknya kurang
picking up the
rasanya,
pace so
kecuali
far.
kelet.
Yeah. Again, they forced the Minoan Fury. That's 60 seconds at level 1, where you don't have a big ultimate. Then Kyrie, with a massive level advantage over TNZ.
Nggak mau jungle nggak mau
There's
dilepas sedikit
really
pun ya sama
no
Kyrie.
chance at all for Fireflux Esports
Aduh,
to
sini
defend
rasanya sedikit
these
lagi tuh.
invades. Kyrie's level 12.
Masih ada
at
pasif
this
dia.
point.
Woo! Speaking of
Damn.
Kyrie.
Si Mena juga udah nggak bakal berani guys
Where did
nge-TB-in.
Apex 47 go? It was so quick. I
Udah pasti
blinked,
langsung
and he
meninggal dia.
disappeared. Kyrie over here pulling out magic tricks. Albert able to claim the tier 2 turret on the top side. Fireflux Esports now stripped down to their tier 2 turrets. 8 minutes in.
What was that play from Onic? Was literally like a
Udah nggak bakal
fraction of a
bisa
second.
masuk ngeliat.
A Minotaur, a tank
Sanz kalau main Lylia
hero,
terus menang-menang
tanky
coba
hero,
dia, Cok.
gone in a fraction of a
Sanz.
second from the combo of Onic. And it was just the one displacement tool coming up from Kyrie that the Mortal Coil was used and was able to snag Apex 47 in a bad spot. It allowed for the rest of Onic. I didn't even remember who else is there. I only
Bener-bener nggak
remember
bisa berkutik
Kyrie.
banget,
It's
coy,
just
ini si
the immense
Fireflux
amount of farm in
di
this
game ini.
Martis. Level 13 at 9 minutes. Level 13 at 9 minutes.
He has double the
Oh
amount of gold
my
as Tinzy
word.
right now, too. Tinzy was at 3,000.
Oh
He's sitting
my
at
word.
6,000 right now.
Pasti aman
3
sih.
kills
Dia
in
mereka
and
mau
another
ngambil ke buff
objective
birunya langsung.
into his hands. Definitely
Tapi kayaknya udah
taking
kelar
advantage of
duluan
the
sih.
early phase. Can
Oh,
still
enggak
play
deh.
called in though. Stands.
Oh, di retri guys.
One
Wah,
man
gila.
army. Use the black shoes. Minoan Fury will drop down from
Dapat
Apex 47,
4,
but at what cost?
tapi
His boots
tetap
will take
nggak
him
bisa.
down.
Damage-nya nggak bisa masuk, guys.
No exchange. However, Fireflux. Fortunately, that's a
Paling
Minotaur.
harapan
But he
ini
did
di late
commit the
doang sih
ultimate
biar
again,
bisa
so that's
ngangkat.
another 60 seconds that they don't have the Minoan Fury. on defense mode now for Fireflux
Cuma
Esports.
masalahnya
They
mereka
can
bisa
do is
nano
just
atau enggak
wait
sampai lah,
for
Cok.
Onic to get in front of their base. And the best case scenario for Fireflux Esports at this point is to not lose any inhibitor turret. That is the only that's the only W that they can actually hope for at this point. Will Onic allow them to do that? It seems like Onic are clinically taking over this game.
And they have a composition to be able to kind of end this early if they kind of play it right, right? You see in Fireflux on a stand, not trying to allow
Dapat
the
mid,
Lord
enggak
to
dapat.
take this inhibitor. It will fall. Looks like Onic was not able to open up the base. They may have to put punches here. They don't have minions in every single lane to be able to contest, but they may still go in for it. I mean, they're early aggressive for a reason,
Sanz tuh
right?
kalau
They picked this
misalkan dia dipancing
composition
sedikit
with
langsung
Kyrie on the Martis to
nge-taunting
bridge that
gitu.
gap in the early game, and that is
Dapat
exactly
deh midnya
what
dah.
he's done so far, leading highest kills on the game, 3-0-0.
Bawahnya juga dapat.
Oh my! I'm out of words. It's Onic just like I said, systematically,
Sakit
clinically.
itu si Cici kalau aduh ngapain sampai mau anjir.
I'm offended, connecting on to Apex 47.
Gila, Pake aja
Almost
masuk.
burst it down, Albert.
Apek
Jumping
masuk
him very
langsung.
low, will make his way back over to
Apa ditarik tadi ya
base
masih
for
Kibo ya?
Subregion. Definitely rethinking
Makanya
that
dia bisa ada
decision.
di
Need to be a little
tengah-tengah
bit
kayak
more
gitu.
careful. I mean, he's easily bursted down, and he's the beefiest one on the team. So he's definitely gonna have to be careful. I mean, they don't have a strong frontline composition. They
Bawahnya
have
dapat.
him and Alien to be able to contest. And right
Di
now,
bawah menit
Onic
12 udah hancur semua tuh, rugi banget ya si
almost up by
Fireflux ini.
10,000 gold in the first 12 minutes of today's match.
Whew.
Bedanya udah hampir
For
10.000.
Fireflux Esports. They did secure their turret out to the bottom lane, but it seems like they can't get out of their base. And Onyx game plan, okay, let's forego our own jungle, let's take over their jungle so that there's
Beda
no
jauh banget, Cok,
recovery
duitnya, Cok.
whatsoever for Fireflux Esports. TNZ is just
Cloud-nya baru jadi 2.
he's just 5k.
Butuh
at this
item
point.
Trinity itu, tapi
And
kalau
Kyrie is
kalah
just
level ya
dominating
Trinity-nya nggak
so
berhasil, dia harus
badly.
butuh pistol juga.
Onyx just shows us how
Mati dong
to
TNZ. Oh enggak.
clinically and systematically win the game in a perfect manner.
Speaking of systematically, Sunshine, though, top side, we'll be able to clear some of those minions, trying to open up the opportunity, trying to find a trade somewhere on the map. And
Ini
a
nanti
good
grand
job
finalnya
finding his way to the top
BO
side.
berapa ya? BO
Get
5 kah?
those minions there. I don't think you'll be able to clear
Soalnya di
it, though. You
semifinal
are gonna go ahead and
BO
see, Boots
3,
try and get there in
berarti
time. He may be able
harusnya
to
sih
get it,
BO
though,
5
but
ya.
I like where his head is, right? He's definitely focusing on these objectives, even when they're down by such a major deficit. It's
Yeah.
not even a high kill game. This is just overall Onic dominating in the early phase and getting to those objectives first.
Wah,
Look
gila,
at it
Cok.
already, pulling the aggro
Oh,
for this
no.
Lord.
Mati
Ooh, big setup
Rosanya.
though as yours.
Oh
Aura
enggak ada
will connect
pasti.
Rosa. Melina's gift will be
Kalian
prized.
mati,
Onic
kalian
on the
pasti
chase,
mati.
though. They've spotted out the back
Pada
lane.
mencar
You're gonna
semua,
see
Cok.
Albert
Si
find
Fireflux
Alien.
mainnya tuh.
He's
Lihat,
gonna go ahead and get shut down, finding his
San
second
ngezoning
death of the
3.
game. Onic now leading.
3 orang di
Unanswered,
zoning
5
sama
kills
San,
ahead.
gila yang bener
And
aja.
leading by 10K with the Luminous Lord.
Tuh lihat, tuh di zoning begitu.
Sanz actually forced Apex
Malah
for
mati.
to get out. And
TNZ-nya,
now
oh enggak.
TNZ had to pop the brilliance once again.
Gila, Cok,
Fortunately
si Sanz
for all of
ini.
the changes
Kalau udah
to
pakai
be
Lylia.
low for the Lunox now brilliance and
Hero power
for
dia
the
banget emang
Chaos
sih.
is relatively quicker when it comes to the cooldown, so you have to wait for 20 to 30 seconds. But that's
Dibuang-buang
the
skill
ultimate
2-nya,
down,
Cok,
and
sama dia.
TNZ just can't find an opening to make this jungle Lunox even bearable at this point.
Tuh lihat, lihat sampai depan multi.
Sanz is just
Oh kan.
destroying Fireflux Esports now.
Musuh mana yang gak kena mental
Looks like
ngeliat
they
dia
may
main
go
kayak
for a
gitu,
possible
cus
game
semena-mena
ender.
banget.
Luminous Lord in the mid lane. Lanes are being synced currently for Onic. I mean, look at Keyboy, right? He's looking for that
Gila.
setup. A major
Ini
I'm
tim
offended,
mau
maybe on
main
the way.
Albert, main
The
CW
placement
juga
is
kuat
crucial.
banget
Luminous Lord
anjir.
makes his way into the base. Onic.
Ultinya
All the
miss
way,
Kiboy
makes
nggak
the
lihat.
banner high for Indonesia, trying to claim this game with an early finish at the
Menang
13
guys,
minute
1-0,
mark.
1-0.
Very low, though, will be bursted down big.
Kan
Good
kegeser.
response from Apex 47, but Kyrie will find the kill.
Ini nggak ada
shut
hero
down
clear
with
cepet,
decimation.
Cok.
Brilliance activated from TNZ.
Kaliannya nahan.
Alien trying to frontline the damage. Kyrie will
Blazing
get
duet 15M dari Sunshine, tidak bisa menyelamatkan, nggak clear, Sunshine-nya meninggal, TNC-nya juga meninggal. Nice. Game cepat dari Onic, langsung mengambil poin nomor 1 guys. Kita langsung masuk ke game yang kedua.
Very